We should be proud that the Creator has given us the chance to enter a society where each of us has but a single goal: to be among us. Though we have not yet achieved this goal, we have the desire to achieve it, and this too should be appreciated by us, for even though we are at the beginning of the way, we do hope to achieve the exalted goal. We should be proud that the Creator has given us the chance to enter a society where each of us has but a single goal: further, to be among us. And although we have not yet achieved this goal, we do have the desire to achieve it, and this too should be appreciated by us, for even though we are at the beginning of the way, we do hope to achieve the exalted goal. Good morning, dear friends. My name is Shandor. I'm from Hungary. Shand, well, happy is the one who can justify the Creator whatever happens with him. This time I decided not to come to this conference, but at the very end of the conference, one of my friends asked me to come because he says he misses me and I cannot stay home. I must meet him and meet you, all of you here. So I did really not have the mean to come, but I asked my wife to be airline ticket in, and I just arrived here, and as I've heard, I am officially the last person who registered to this conference. I want to really thank you to having me and thank the Creator to give me the opportunity to meet you again. Thank you. And I remember many years ago learned about the virtues or qualities, and I remember that this one special virtue only with that if we focus only on it, we can reach the end of correction. This was quality of gratitude. What did we go through in the Congress? What did we get? We got so many gifts. Maybe someone received a smaller gift, one a greater, bigger gift. Doesn't matter if we truly focus on gratitude for everything we got. You can truly feel that we are right now we are in the world of a bullet filled with light, and I'm grateful, so grateful. But every second we're together, that we have this work and we can be with such great friends together, thanking the Creator that will come to him. Writes, you must awaken the heart of their friends until the flame rises by itself. By that you will be rewarded with awakening the love of the Creator upon us. You must awaken the heart of the friends until the flame rises by itself. By that you will be rewarded with awakening the love of the Creator upon us. Workshop, let's awaken the heart of the friends until the flame rises by itself. Awaken the heart of the friends until the flame rises by itself. It's what we'll try to do. It's holy work, blessed work, to awaken the heart of the friends until the flame do rise by itself, for the Creator to help us start such fire love, and will agree to impart it with his own love. Says yes, and there is so much joy. I'm sitting here with you to see you as my friends. It proves that you are real, just like the Congress was real, that it wasn't a dream to be together, to feel ourselves together. It is true that we are together, and you're real, and you're making efforts again this morning, and there is great joy from the fact that you are real. Create agree you. This is what makes the whole difference. Yes, our efforts indeed are the only thing that is real in this reality. Everything else is you on a plane, but the effort is actually going upwards, and the efforts of the friends, something that truly opens the heart. Yesterday we also had a very warm each time I hear in one-to-one conversations about, look at these friends, what efforts they had to go through. For example, I heard about the friends from Turkey, that this whole story about the getting visas was just the tip of the iceberg, considering the personal effort that every friend has to make opposite his family just to somehow explain this weird thing of traveling to Israel, country that we don't need to elaborate on how people relate to it. Especially in Turkey, it's really something that cannot be comprehended, the things that our friends have to do in order to work against their natural environment, in order to somehow belong to us, and under what conditions they do it, with cameras open, cameras closed, all kinds of things, really all kinds of stories that go ahead. You them opens your heart about the Friends, the efforts that friends make, and we really need to appreciate every second we're here together with the friends, yet truly unbelievable stories. We are here together before another Congress lesson. What day of the Congress I don't remember. You feel that are the gathering itself is giving contentment above, and you feel this vip in the friends' preparation of the bride before the groom, and we wish for the upper light to clothe in us as one man under this canopy that Ra is lowering on us, and that will be as one body, as one soul. We always say that we have to build a vessel for the upper light. Actually today we can feel that we ourselves are making the light inside. This connection of the hearts and the Creator is happy with. That we all were all starting to appreciate what we went through in the past few days. It's gradually revealing more of that this state is not a usual state, is not to be taken for granted, and everyone is going through the washing cycle. Internally, externally, the help of the Creator, and for all of that we need to, if thanks to the Creator, like we the friend said about a friend from world, see a lead that we receive. The privilege to be here, that we have our friends, we have our theirs. Nothing more exalted than that, and we received all of that, so we should be grateful to the Creator. Silent workshop. Let's ask the Creator to reach the state of the to be among us. Let's ask the Creator to reach the state of the to be among us. This, hello everyone, we are reading selected except from the sources about the topic. Great is repentance, for it reaches unto the throne. You can also find the study materials in the study materials tab. On, please make sure your phones are silent so you don't disturb the lesson. We're asking each one to be responsible and behave quietly with minimum disruptions during the lesson. R will join us soon. Before that we will make another preparation, so we're going to start a new topic today in our study, a topic that Rob talked about at the end of the Congress. Great is repentance, for it reaches unto the throne of honor. We'll read the first excerpt now in the document. We'll read it twice, talk about it in a workshop, and prepare questions. Orish writes in excerpt number 1, we should interpret the meaning of great is repentance, for it reaches unto the throne. Said that we should interpret chair of throne in 2 ways. 1, from the word cover, that it covers to, from the word chair, that is fit for the king to sit on. It follows that by a person achieving the recognition of evil, where he sees how far he is in both the mind and the heart, that everything is blocked and covered, that he sees no inlet, making it possible to be rewarded with adhesion with the Creator. This is called the covering throne. This degree is regarded as a vessel and a true need for the salvation of the Creator. On this throne, the help of the Creator is later revealed, as in He who comes to purify is AD. It follows that this throne that was in such loneliness, meaning that one felt a state of loneliness and degradation, has been rewarded with the glory of the King being on it. It follows that that same loneliness has become the throne. We'll read it again. We should interpret the meaning of great is repentance, for it reaches unto the throne. Said that we should interpret in 2 ways. 1, from the word cover, that it covers from the word chair, that is fit for the king to sit on. It follows that by a person achieving the recognition of evil, where he sees how far he is both in mind and in heart, that everything is blocked and covered, and he sees no inlet, making it possible to be rewarded with adhesion with the Creator. This is called the covering throne. This degree is regarded as a vessel and a true need for the salvation of the Lord. On this throne, the help of the Creator is later revealed, as in He who comes to purify is aided. Follows that this throne that was in such loneliness, meaning that he felt a state of loneliness and degradation, he has been rewarded with the glory of the King being on it. It follows that that same loneliness has become the throne. So friends, we'll move on to an active workshop. What is the meaning of the throne of honor, in that first excerpt that we read, and what questions there are about this topic awakening us Again, what is the meaning of the throne? In that first except we read, and what? Questions to have about this topic. Awakening us, let's take 10 minutes for the workshop. Please. To the throne bash right in excerpt. Number 1, we should interpret the meaning of great is repentance, for it reaches unto the throne. Said that we should interpret his throne in 2 ways. One, from the word cover, that it covers, from the word chair, that is fit for the king to sit on. It follows that by a person achieving the recognition of evil where he sees how far he is, both in mind and in heart, that everything is blocked and covered, that he sees no inlet making it possible to be rewarded with adhesion with the Creator. This is called the covering throne. This degree is regarded as a vessel and a true need for the salvation of the Lord. On this throne, the help of the Creator is later revealed as in He who comes to purify is AD. It follows that this throne that was in such loneliness, meaning that he felt a state of loneliness and degradation, he has been rewarded with the glory of the King being on this throne. It follows that the same Linus has become the throne. That's how we need to get accustomed to this definition. The seat of honor, the throne of the Creator, that's how it's revealed to the one who also knows how to cover himself. The person also needs to do at, but one who and is not afraid and is not running away, and he wants to reveal the presence of the Creator. What did you say in his life? Oh, sorry, I will say about him that he's approaching the seat of honor, the throne. Questions. Chalam. Hell question is what should we cover in ourselves and in the 10 so that they and what is do it mean that the Creator sits on the throne in the T we need to cover the Creator in the 10 so it's not to hold him, pull him, even recognize him, only to the extent that he's allowing it himself, and the Creator does see our individual efforts and accordingly is sees OPP certain opportunities, perhaps where a person begins to recognize the Creator through the various incidents the Creator is arranging for him, and eventually comes to a state where the Creator is revealed. What conditions are there for receiving the salvation by the created being? First condition is to feel. Person feels he is under the control of where Creator he wants to be free of it. And here is a question: why be free of it if it's just because it's correct? The person has to get to know the forces that are keeping him below the Creator. What does he need to acquire to in order to rise above this limitation? Relieving himself from these limitations will influence him and his friends and the group, and so on so forth. And here begins the work of a person on himself. And in what way does he acquire new qualities from the Creator? But he organizes new. You said that we should understand what quality is hold the person under the Creator. What does that mean? It means that all egoistic qualities and their different manifestations don't let us release ourselves from the control of the Creator, move away from him and be free. Spiritually means that I should answer for myself. What do I need the Torah for with someone else? They're okay, it doesn't matter. I heard before that the Creator is revealed one who knows how to cover himself. Yes, what does it mean to know how to cover yourself? It means that a person, unlike what he thinks in the beginning, which is that the main thing is to grab the Creator, but that he knows that in order to reach the revelation of the Creator, he himself needs to be covered under a cover which is called restriction, screen reflected light. This way he approaches the Creator until he reveals him. This cover reveals to the person the glory of the Creator also. Why is that? Because he is covering the entirety of the Creator. A person in our world, when he comes to a certain revelation of the Creator, what should I say? He discovers himself through equivalence of form. He removes the exterior clothing from the Creator, this cover, and this way he begins to show himself, to reveal himself relative to the Creator. Frown, it's also a place where you sit. That's a different interpretation. Meaning, how should a person build himself so that the Creator will sit in him, so that he will become a throne, a chair for the Creator, to resemble him, simply without resembling the Creator. Even to a small extent he will never know who he's dealing with and to what extent he needs to be in. It comes to feeling of the Creator. Pray he asks the Creator for help. And when the Creator is revealed this in these ways, a person begins to equalize himself with the Creator, meaning more and more to come closer and closer to him. That's it. Thank you. What is the difference between the cover in which the Creator is covered in general in reality versus his cover in the 10? The cover the Creator is donning throughout reality is kind of cover, where the Creator is concealed, and to the extent a person invests his energy, strength, and he wants the Creator to see him, that he wants to approach the Creator, by that you get the coverage of the screen. And what is the cover in the 10? The 10 in general contains a certain cover over its efforts toward the Creator. They want their efforts to succeed on the one hand, on the other hand they need to understand that first of all they need to have equivalence of form, the created, the Creator, the created beings, and that's a event. Time after time the Creator is becoming collaborator person by giving a person such states what would be most helpful to person in each and every state, as if he becomes more like the Creator, and in this way they understand one another and they get to know one another to the extent of connection between us. In the 10 do we create a cover or revelation of their Creator. We create a cover over our will, receive cover on the Creator's full to bestow, and from out of this, after the influence of the light on these efforts, we begin to reveal the Creator himself, covering our will to receive. That seems clear. Why do we need to cover the Creator's desire to bestow a person? It's not like he doesn't want to receive anything from the Creator, rather he wants to receive only that which will not harm himself, his essence, himself, his greatness maybe, or his greatness, his essence, in his uniqueness, unius maybe his uniqueness. And if a person does not demand it, but on the contrary, he tries to maintain it the way it was before the revelation, then the Creator reveals himself again. I heard you say that the person wants to become free of feeling that he is under the Creator. Yes. Why a person doesn't want to break free as much as, first of all, it takes him time and efforts to discover his network of connection with the Creator. In each and every action he begins to introduce a quality similar to the two the Creator, whereas but the Creator is revealing himself, and how a person is concealing the Creator but also revealing himself, and by that they become similar to one another. Some extent in each one there's a part that's revealed and a part that's concealed. So what exactly should a person cover so that he will have a day in with the Creator? In order to have in with the Creator, person needs to be in the same action that is similar to the Creator's action on him. But if you want to be similar through the action, you want to enter equivalence through the action, where here is the act of covering. What should a person cover in himself so that he will perform an action that is similar to the Creator? At the beginning a person doesn't know about it at all, but in effect the action of covering is in that we demand nothing of the Creator, only that he will help us resemble him. Yet person wants to be under the Creator's control. Yes, so why does he seek to break free of it? He wants to become independent. What does independence give him? Independence allows his actions to come closer to the Creator each time and to enter greater adhesion with, if I may, last question for a person that he has first contact with the Creator. What does it depend on that it will happen? It doesn't depend on the person at all. It depends on the root of his soul. There are many people who are this, feeling that pretty soon, any minute, that they're going to begin to feel the Creator. There are those who imagine to themselves that they're already, and there are those who have truly reached the revelation of the Creator. So, if it depends on the root of the soul, then what is the role of the person? Here in this process of reaching a Titian person's role is to discover the root of the soul that is yearning for the state of contact with the Creator and to determine the line of his development in this way. The need for salvation from the Creator, the environment, or the T can amplify that in a person. The conditions for it, the conditions, it's not the need for yet. It's the conditions for it the society can provide a person. Some left the and if he pays attention to it, he begins to ask to cry and to approach the Creator can. I heard that one woes and does not run away he and is not afraid he approaches the throne. So what might we be afraid of? And how do we overcome it? It says that the Creator is surrounded by a wall of fire and you should beware when approaching him. First lesson we read of the first song, this great caution, the great concern, trepidation, the spiritual fear that grips those who attain the Creator when they begin to approach him, to near him, because it is similar to the way in which water, the fire, will make water boil. So we listen to the words of the Kabbalists and in principle we agree with what they're saying because it doesn't create any contradictions in us. We even find certain answers of our own for these different states. It's really about fact that although we wish to feel the Creator very much, it happens out of the original desires with which we were born, some more, some less, in different forms. But when we begin to truly approach the Creator, meaning we begin to truly work with him directly, then we begin to feel his attitude toward us. We begin to feel in his attitude as certain polarized, polar opposite quality. On the one hand, the way he's attracting us and at the same time is repelling us. And mostly we don't feel, we feel neither, but actually some mixture of the two. So we don't know exactly what to do. So the scrutiny of our states when it's not clear to us what we need to do. That is our obligation. I think that in the near time, somewhere around the beginning of the new year, by our we will try to reveal the Creator. But from then on, that's how I feel it, how I see it, we begin to attain him. No, Shalom hell. I wanted to scrutinize how to be in greater loneliness to crown the Creator on the seat of honor each and every moment. I don't think that we should always be in loneliness, because if so, we won't have a vessel. A vessel nevertheless is up some desires, pride, and so think about it. We born with a vessel and later on we kind of spend it, waste it. If it goes away, let it go away in such a way I don't even know how to answer quite a clear state. The Creator creates conditions within us, on top of which we need to give answers. All of these conditions that he gives us, distances from the Creator, they make the way blurry for us. Our feelings are becoming foggy, etc. We simply have to demand from the Creator. We truly need to accustom this for ourselves as a daily routine, that I turn to him, I speak to him, I demand from him. So, if you have created me with certain qualities, then please give me opportunities to realize them. That's what we need to work with. Ask another question: what are the correct discernments to work from within the point of adhesion in the Creator? The correct discernment in order to reach adhesion with the Creator is to constantly arrange from all of their sensations that come to me from above, from the sides, from wherever it is, that I need to know only one thing. I need to be aware of only one thing. Where is the upper force that constantly, non-stop, is managing me? Hello, that's it. Thank you. You just spoke earlier about a state of fogginess, and with that state of fogginess you said that I now have to look for this force that's managing me in that state of fogginess, the sense of departure, like this forgetfulness at you can't see the source. What is the role of this fogginess, of this forgetfulness that you long to discover and to get close to the source? Nevertheless, it's like a dance, a tango between the Creator, the CR being maybe to a certain extent it resembles tango, but the Creator awakens it in a person, in order to the person A, longing so that he will be connected to the Creator and will constantly follow him until they reach the place of rendo. No, oh, who shall we start? Where? Yes, if you describe the situation beautifully when the Creator surround himself with this fire wall, and there's a great fear before that state. On the other hand, there are all the qualities I was born with. They are in the root of my soul, what I should do or what I should receive in order to get through this firewall surrounding the Creator. Ask that my soul will not be harmed by this fire, then bit by bit I will nevertheless be able to somehow get used to it, and I will begin to discover what is necessary for me to have in order to survive. Next to it, intuitively I feel fear first and foremost, spiritual fear, not to harm, at least, and the other thing is to add in order to cleave to the Creator maximum with my qualities. And here I need to come close to the friend because it seems like I can acquire it from the Creator by coming closer to the Creator, to their friend, let's say so, but in which form? 'Cause otherwise I'm constantly getting thrown out. I'm coming back to the thoughts of myself instead of being in someone else, in the Creator, in the friend. Nevertheless, nothing will help you until you begin to feel within yourself a force that will push you to the Creator, to appeal to him, and in such a case you will begin already to scrutinize what is there between you that you can use in order to be drawn to the Creator, to bring him closer. This is already serious work. The last question, how to ask that this force will push me toward the Creator, how to accept it. You need to create this force by yourself. You can just receive it from the Creator if you want the Creator, if you want to discover him, to know him, his qualities, his actions. In such a case, they're more in such a case, you will be able to beg to ask the Creator that he will teach you. These actions are not so difficult. The most important is to be consistent with these actions. This means that you'll be able to see, to discover, to understand within yourself how the Creator behaves with you and how you would like him to understand how you answer him. Yeah, these words, I'm directing them to everyone. Thank you. Now I have a natural fear. When I started to learn, see, I didn't feel that fear naturally. Should this fear accompany us our entire study, throughout our entire spiritual life? Yes, but it depends on what kind of fear. There is fear that I don't feel the Creator, and so I don't know precisely which steps I should take forward. There is another kind of fear where I don't feel a response from the Creator, and so how will I approach him? There are other kinds of fear. There's all kinds, but the most important for me is that I'm on a straight line towards the Creator, is that with each step I take, I want to feel that I got closer to him. Another step and some more with another step, and in such a way I calm down, meaning it is true that I still don't see him, and I don't yet reach him, but I am working on the path. This is how we get closer. This fear is helping us. It's like some kind of fuel, yes. So it's good to have fear, of course. It is good. Everything that we receive only from the Creator, and so we should keep these things within us and think about each one of them, about each and every detail of what he's giving us. Thank you very much. Wait a minute, I had somebody there. Okay. Yes, there are recommendations that we should scrutinize our states when it's not clear what to do. We have that confusion, so we'll just start this scrutiny from how to do it. Next, start the scrutiny from the fact that I want to feel the Creator. I want to feel how he's operating on me, how I can bestow to him, influence him, how we can get closer to each other, and so on. In principle, when you start to break this a big question to many smaller questions, it turns out then in fact we have an entire system that can engage in it, and this is what we do. Okay, no question about the fire, how to work with him, and what does this fire do? Does it cleanse us. It's like in our world when we want to use the fire. I mean, this is how we use it, meaning by entering the fire, we think that the fire will purify me. That's how the fire will also work. It doesn't depend just on your words, it also depends on your actions on behalf of the Chile group men and women. Like to thank you for your patience. The US, the question is, he spoke about how there are two covers, one that is ours and another one that is from the Creator. What preserves the Creator for us? If he is already covered by himself, you can replace this cover and appear before us in various forms. So I need to think about what is it that I want, in what form do I wish to receive the appearance of the Creator within me, live in my entire heart and soul, so that I can understand him and be impressed by him, feel him as much as possible in depth and in breadth, so that the Creator will fill my entire space. Here I have this space, and this is what I want. So it's a kind of involvement of love between the Creator, the created being. Yes, thank you. The he, I heard that you said to a friend that a person is born with a CLEA vessel, then he loses it. There a feeling constantly speaking of the cleansing or the purification of the desire, but there also need to develop the desire in the friend, meaning should a person year to develop additional vessels specifically, because in this way I'll be able to bestow more to the Creator specifically in such a way you think you want to, you yearn to reveal your friend before the Creator, then do it. But in such a case you have to operate gradually, in a very gradual manner, and not to be afraid, and if it's not clear, ask the Creator, speak with your friends, but it needs to be clear and revealed to everyone. The wisdom of Kabbalah is called the wisdom of the hidden, not because we're afraid to talk about it between us. That's not at all what it's about. It is called the hidden wisdom because it's behind man's heart. The heart is hidden, concealed behind many seals, many locks, and we must gradually reveal all of them and enter closer and closer, as close as possible to the inner heart. This is what you should aspire for, and this greatly depends on the connection between you. Everything, all that I'm afraid of is that you won't ruin it for each other, you won't spoil, but rather help each other. That is what is most important. We will try to look after each other and to help. On one hand, we need to think of the Creator always and how he's controlling us, managing us. On the other hand, I feel that I'm thinking of the friends most of the time, and I turn to the Creator only if I need help in the tense. So how to find the correct balance between thinking of the friends and thinking of the Creator? I think that you do need to have balance between the two of them. You're right. Even though we don't quite long to discover it every moment, we need to reveal the friends and oneself, the person himself, that's on the one hand, and reveal the Creator, the upper force of the upper forces on the other hand. We didn't engage in that sufficiently, not, but after this Congress we will already start to engage with this more. No, well, my 10 every morning prepares a prayer for the rest of their day out of the hour impression from the lesson. That's what this is how we used to do it. Each one would bring his strongest impression from the lesson, and mechanically we would assemble a prayer out of it, a single prayer. You said that it's incorrect, that it's not a prayer, and since then we are been scrutinizing our personal deficiency, yes, and trying to find the mutual deficiencies. It's very interesting work. It's full of gratitude. Sometimes it takes us 5 minutes, sometimes 10, sometimes 25 minutes, and it ends when everyone reaches agreement. He also said that we can renew the prayer during the day. Our most important meetings in the 10 are in the morning and in the evening. During the day we have a short meeting, and we don't have enough time to renew the prayer. On the other hand, throughout the day, when you listen to the lesson again, when you read something or doing some internal scrutiny, your personal deficiencies constantly being renewed throughout the day. How to better work with it throughout the day and to combine the prayer that came from the tent that is not renewed and your personal deficiency, your personal prayer that is getting renewed, how to combine the two. In principle, it's a simple question. It is complex in its structure, but in and of itself there's nothing complicated about it. I think it will work out for you okay, and another additional precision, your inner work. Does it necessarily have to end with a written expression written toward the Creator? This expression is getting lost a bit when you're working with a heart, as though you close your notebook in the place where you were writing, and at that moment, that's it, you turned to the Creator, you discovered Him inside of you, you discovered yourself inside of Him, you tuned yourself so that you will let the Creator know about yourself, and you tuned yourself to receive from the Creator a message into yourself. All of these appeals, in the end, they all have to come together. Single sensation fact, the Creator is reading our hearts. This understanding is not enough. Nevertheless, we need to give it a certain form so that the request will be composed somehow. Yes, Wed. Somehow. Thank you, dear. I heard you say that you're afraid we would ruin it for each other. The drawing closer and drawing closer and closer to the inner heart. What should we be cautious of so that we don't ruin that process of becoming closer to the inner heart? Thank you. Do you think a lot about your friends? I do. I can think more of them, but I do think of my 10 often during the day. And what does it all bring you to in principle? In general, what does it direct you to? Direct me to self-scrutiny, how I need to pray for my friends more and redirect my intention when I think of myself to aim it toward my friends, and how much I'm doing that or how much I'm not doing that. Okay, and what should we guard again so we don't ruin this process of drawing closer to that inner heart that's behind the walls of the stony heart? Everyone needs to think about his or her personal problem. When will my deeds become like my forefathers' deeds? What do you think, Dee, that it shouldn't be like that? I still didn't understand the answer to the question Mary is asking. Said you hope we won't ruin it for each other, our yearning to their common connection. So what exactly should we be cautious of? What can I ruin for the friends? I only want to work on myself right now. That's why it's important that I'll feel myself where I incorporate in the others and the friends, and that's what I want to correct. That's towards me that I want to correct. And what might I harm the friends, damage them, destroy them if you don't do anything about yourself and only want to see in them some kind of positive efforts? So you can't ruin them. When Mary asked about what we should be cautious about to not harm each other, you asked her in return, think about the friends a lot. What's the connection between me thinking about the friends and me possibly harming them? You think of your friends in order to discover what they are yearning for and to help them in such a way. If I don't think about the friends, am I destroying something for them? Am I rooting something for them? If you're not thinking of the friends, you're not doing anything. So if I'm not doing anything, I'm not harming or corrupting something for friends. You are, but not because of yourself, but because there's an engine turning everything around. What's the meaning of thinking about the friend? What depict their image inside of me? What should I think about them? Think about them that they will enter a system that is interconnected internally and includes all the souls in it. That's what will be working in you as your heart. What about me? What about my desire, my yearning? That's in me. You're in there. You are in there. Oh, may I follow? That was another question, please. No. So as long as I'm thinking of my friends and feeling them as one in this one unified system, that we're in one heart, then there's less of a risk that'll harm my friends in the search for the inner heart. I didn't understand. I'll reward my question. The more I think about the friends and hold everyone in one system, is there less of a chance that I might RSB things? As long as I'm thinking about the friends and thinking of them as one, that we're all in one system, there's less of a chance that I might harm the friends. B. Yes. To know what's the RO of our repentance, what does it do for us? I didn't understand what the role of our answer of repentance. The Creator accepts it and relates to it just as a parameter on the path. When we get a response from the Creator, that's how He gets a response from us. Is it just upon us, or can we use this towards everyone? We can use it towards everyone if we agree what we have to pass to everyone, to every heart and soul can know in error. We always do silent prayers. We pass our common prayer to our common heart. It happens in silence, and we think that it's the most correct thing to do. I wanted to ask, how important is it to actually express it in words, or is it okay for us to continue this way? It's not enough. It is not enough. Without words, what are you singing? We don't sing. We simply concentrate and read something on our meetings. After we read, we simply, there's room for prayer, special time for prayer, and each in silence prays for as long as we need until someone says, and it's over. We don't sing, simply in silence. How long is that usually? Could be from 30 seconds to maybe a minute and a half, maybe at the most. I wasn't in such gatherings. Yes, ma'am. Feel on one hand, he says that we have to move forward, advance, develop certain qualities, give me the strength to pray. I wrote it all down, and I'm planning from tomorrow to work in the 10 to advance. Now I'm hearing that I might harm, that I might do something wrong. I'm really asking from you to guide me to the correct balance, so that on one hand and shut down and close myself, but on the other hand I will be able to us along all that's important, and to ver 10 gather with your friends and start depicting your states briefly in order to not lose the path you are building together. After you succeed in this, find the right excerpts as close to your state as possible about prayers, with kinds of maybe little additions on your own. Maybe invent some writings and bring them into your prayers, and you'll see that everything will be okay. Thank you. Yesterday I also had such a thought, and I thought it was wrong, but now thank you. I would like to refine what we talked about. The Creator's fire is that the recognition of evil of the ego that's burning, and then as we read the we have to create a covering with love towards the Creator. Yes, another question. I need to feel how the Creator, He's interacting with me. There's none else besides Him. There's none but me and the Creator. Friends turn to me. There's the Creator behind them, so I should pay attention that it's not the friends are talking to me, but through them the Creator is talking to me, and thank me to nullify, to be thankful, to reveal it and continue on. Is it so? No, incorrect. So what is correct? Not instantly. I would like to go back to the question about the fire. I heard that everything depends on the extent that we would want to use this fire. My question, what does the Creator want? How to use Him for Him to give us the opportunity to come close to Him? Ask and afterward search for the answer from Him. He will be revealed between you. 149 Group from Minsk. I feel fear from getting to know the Creator, and this fear is increasing lately. This power and depth, when you start to understand how serious it is and how it surrounds everything. How do you deal with this fear when you feel it's truly keeping me from moving? Rise above it. In the back there's someone. If I don't understand what the Creator wants to tell me with the feeling is just constantly confusing. Should I ask for clarity at that moment? How do you even work with it? That the Creator will explain to you where you are. No microphone. P. Antonio. I wanted to go back to the topic of not harming. There 10 more. We work in the 10. We do more workshops between us, and that's how I feel more hatred towards their friends, and it's really more difficult to overcome. Is this causing harm to the tent? We'll talk about it. Truth, it is true, but not entirely. It's something we still need to scrutinize. Time is okay. Wait, yes. Ma'am, don't look to the side, look at me. Good morning, and everyone. I have this question. The power of prayer depend on the root of my soul, and the place where we are, or does it depend on it? The force of prayer only depends on the inner root of a person, that is, it everything in the wisdom of where everything is revealed. It's revealed in a much simpler way when it's revealed in a much more broad, manifold volume. That's why the main thing is just not to let go of the studies, keep studying right questions, and turn to the source, turn to Him. No. Right when we start to put together the prayer, because the prayer truly comes from the depth in the tent. So I think that the opening of the prayer needs to be that we're seeking how to turn to Him, and this search is that He's good and He is guiding, that He is caring, and all kinds of other descriptions. It's very hard to start from a state to what state we should turn to, and it's very interesting search. Is this important, or does the Creator not care about that? It's not important to the Creator. He includes all your states inside Him. Nevertheless, is it best to start with? It's always best to start with gratitude and then a request, or is that not important? Too, that's up to you. No. So this is the question I have. Before judgments, there's evil in reality, but I can't see. Afterwards, the Creator gives me the possibility to reveal what's bad in the world. Then we can feel the judgments, and many people, when we heard judgments, it's fear, but for me it I feel as if it's uncertain in the power of the Creator. If there are judgments, everything is close. Yes, we can feel hope, because the Creator, the force of the Creator is here, and He's given us the possibility. We see what is bad in the world. Yes, yep, it watches over us. Thank you. No, in the excerpt we read in the lesson, it's written, one who comes to be purified as aided. What's correct to ask in such a state? Complete to press it, or to rise to a greater heart, to a greater upper unified state. Meaning, if I don't focus on that current state completely, but go to the more advanced state, that would be the hope, the correction. Yes, and what can we practically harm one another? Sum up as can we by our influence change one other's qualities? Nope, no, you can't. Then what is the damage? We might deviate aside somewhere without any need for a correct. Thank you. I always hear about the root of the soul, that each of us has certain qualities in the context of that root. How can we help one another so that each of us will discover what his unique quality that he can give to the world is, so you'll be able to discover his root of soul and be able to pass it along. Each one must discover their place in the general vessel of the whole world as precise as possible. Afterwards, from what a person finds reaches the general point of all of reality, and in this way one can attain the root of the soul. Can I ask for each of my friends and each of the people, that everyone who's here about that, and maybe we have to do this mutually as well? Yes, how will you ask? It's a problem to organize a few hundred people, even only a few hundred, a common prayer. But if you'll want to do it so right, me and I'll be with you. What are we doing next? So before we move to the next part of the lesson, we'll between us summary, and then we'll continue the lesson. Okay, but what's the second part? The second part is the study between the friends. We the friends will study, we'll read something together, and the third part, the third one is ready. We have a complete dat together afternoon lesson, another activities. Okay, so what are we doing now? Let's move together. We'll do a song first. Let's sing together a song, and then we'll see what we do next. Song. Is there a chance for love to go around the world and everybody hear the broken heart is clear? Has everybody seen what other the walls can bring? Now love will be the choice, a song for each and every human voice. We know we can't go one chasing dreams to their D, and everyone is here sharing one heart. They Aries from some distant place, and we hear him growing louder and louder each day, all around the world, around the world, all around the world, around the world. For is, dear friends, we are sitting down for a Workshop B. Let's find our seats, we got so much advice from in this special lesson. Let's summarize the main things we heard. Tips for 10 for to go through during the day. So 10 minutes in active workshop. EE.